following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee. Main Street Media proudly welcomes you live to Chattanooga, site of the 2021 Blue Cross Bowl. This is TriStar Friday Night Live, presented by the U.S. Army and the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Welcome back to Finley Stadium in Chattanooga, site of the Blue Cross Bowl 2021 TriStar Friday Night Live as our coverage continues. The 5A title game, maybe the best we've seen so far this weekend. JP playing alongside the Sundrop kid from Alabama. That would be one Chris Yao. And sports editor of Main Street Preps, Russell Venozzi, joins us again. What a finish. Page guys nearly pulled out another miracle to match the one they had against Henry County last week, but just came up a little bit short tonight.
Yeah, I was still trying to shake off that game from last week.
Yeah.
And I was attended and watched them pull off that just miraculous comeback win over Henry County, 56-52. And thought for a second, Chris, we might get the same exact kind of scenario here with that Hail Mary that Jake McNamara threw, but just fell a little bit short. And man, Page gave it all they had, and they had an excellent season coming up short here, 13-2. But yeah, Powell was just a little bit better, and Jordan Potts takes the MVP with 324 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. So great night for fans of good quarterback play, I would say.
No doubt. You know, Jordan Potts, just when you watch this kid throw a football, it is absolute just beautiful. Everything, he's got a tight spiral. It turns over in the air. He throws the deep ball almost as well as anybody, and really impressed with that kid tonight. But Jake McNamara, obviously, with about 350 yards total offense, 65 on the ground, and 291 through the air, also had 4 touchdowns as well. So when we talked about this game, JP, in the preview, we said that these two on paper were as equal as you could possibly be. And I think we got that tonight. I mean, it was kind of like a basketball, though. It was a game of runs. 21 in the first for Powell, 20 in the second for Page, and then 14 in the third for Powell. It was just, you know, and it turns out that the kickoff that Powell was able to grab
inside the 5.
That's inside the 5-yard line is the difference in the ball game, man. Just crazy how every little thing matters. You know, the special teams, the onside kick, we don't get the magic, you know, the magical ending there without a little luck on the onside kick. We don't have a 7-point ball game or an 8-point ball game if they don't go for 2, and just so many different things. It's just amazing how, you know, these playoff games and state championship games end up playing out.
Well, it certainly was exciting again. It was Powell tonight, 42-34. They are victorious. Let's get into our game recap, and it is brought to you by Dairy Berry's Heat and Air. For over 35 years, Dairy Berry's Heat and Air has provided unparalleled service to the residents of Sumner County. Trust Dairy Berry for all of your heating and air needs. Give them a call today, 615-452-8121, or you can visit them online. That is at dairyberryac.com. All right, looking at scoring in this game, there's a lot of it, so hang tight with me. Got it off going early. Powell with the score, 6:37 to go in the first quarter. It was Jason Faust, 23-yard pass from Potts, capping off a 9-play, 55-yard drive, spanning 3:10 on the game clock, 7-0 Powell with the lead. Some 4 minutes later, it was Stockton with an 11-yard rush. and ending a 7-play, 67-yard drive, 14-0 Powell on top. That kickoff returned by Powell inside the 5. The ensuing kickoff, if you will, 10 seconds later, it was Walter Nolan, number 1 recruit in the country, of course, came in on offense, did his version of the refrigerator Peary, a 3-yard touchdown run, and it's 21-0, just like that, Powell. 2:34 to go in the first quarter. Page did answer back. It was Boyce Smith with a 2-yard pass from McNamara at 11:10 in the second, capping off an 11-play, 67-yard drive. 21-7, Page gets on the board. At 4:59 to go in the second, Michael Mayer with a 4-yard pass from McNamara, the second TD pass from Jake McNamara. 21-14, capping a 13-play, 73-yard drive. That took 5 minutes off the clock. Page got it back, and with just 22 seconds to go until half, a 1-yard touchdown pass from McNamara to Cunningham. I believe that was on 4th down as well. That capped a 12-play drive. And 21-20, as they went for 2. They have the swinging gate, if you call it that, where they line up just the center and the kicker, and McNamara happens to be the holder. I'm not sure what their trigger is to call that, but they tried to go for 2. Pass was tipped, and it's 21-20 as we head to the locker room. Into the third quarter, Powell answers right back with a 18-yard pass to Jaden Collins from Potts, capping a 7-play, 51-yard drive. 28-20 your score, 8:43 to go in the third. Just before the third quarter runs out, it was a 25-yard pass from Potts to Redmond. Just 3 plays, 79 yards, and 35-20. Redmond had a fantastic game tonight for Powell receiving. 35-20 your score. As we head to the fourth quarter, you're thinking, okay, Powell has got it taken care of. Not so fast. We've seen Page do it before. They come fighting back. At 8:51 to go in the fourth, capping a 15-play, 69-yard drive. It was Cunningham on the receiving end of a 9-yard pass from Jake McNamara.
And he was not throwing to him.
That's correct. It was 35-27, the corner of an end zone. It was a bullet, and Cunningham with a fantastic catch in that one. Meanwhile, Powell gets back on the board to go back up by 2 scores at 5:52 to go in the fourth. It was Aiden Green catching a 33-yard pass from Potts, and it's 42-27. Page gets the ball back, and with 49 seconds to go, it was McNamara to Smith for 13 yards, and it's 42-34. 49 seconds to go. Onside kick is coming. Page gets it, but time runs out as they're unable to get back into the end zone, and Powell holds on 42-34, and that is your Dairy Berries Heat and Air game recap tonight. So, Chris and Russell, I had talked in the previewing this one, would we see some fireworks, some scoring tonight? We saw a lot of it kind of in the second half. McNamara, special player to get around. Nolan got hurt a couple of times. Got sick once on the field.
I saw him throw up at least a second or third time.
So he had a rough night.
Yeah.
He had a rough night maybe in that regard, but he certainly did not in the stat column.
That's correct.
6 solo tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks in this one. And, boy, he was in Jake McNamara's face all night long, as well as Steven Souls. Steven Souls, number 6 for Powell, I thought was just as big of an impact player defensively for Powell as anybody, including Walter Nolan. That guy was also in the backfield all night long, just making life tough for Jake McNamara, which Jake McNamara is completely used to this, right? I mean, this is the reason that he is able to – the reason his team is in this game is because he's been able to escape pressure all year long. And they've done a great job, and Powell was able to just win a shootout.
Yeah, it's amazing what McNamara can do. I'm sure when he gets to Colorado State, they'd like to keep him a little more upright, maybe a little more in the pocket, because sometimes it seems like he's running for his life almost by his own choice. But, I mean, he gained 100 yards rushing the ball.
Yep.
lost 42 on the sacks. So, the stats don't look as good, but the way that he's able to extend plays, throw the ball off balance, make all the off platform throws that Trent Dilfer likes to talk about. Man, I know his high school career just ended and we don't know exactly what's ahead for him, but he projects as somebody that seems like could be an absolute star at the college level. And it seems like Colorado State, I tweeted this earlier, got a steal by landing him.
Apparently his only offer.
I don't understand how.
He may have a couple more after tonight.
Yeah, that's fair. He's not signed yet. There is a couple. There's still a couple weeks.
And
so
Colorado State's coach is no longer the
That's
coach.
True.
So
that's
well,
true.
All right. We're not breaking news here on the show, but we're putting the pieces together here. And,
I'm just saying.
Well,
you never know.
His toughness was obviously on display tonight.
Oh, no question.
His ability to not only spin the ball, to throw it quickly, really quick release, but to avoid the pass rush. I mean, the number one rated player in the country who happens to be a defensive tackle. How many times did he avoid him tonight? Many.
yes.
There were a couple of times, obviously, Nolan got him at the line as he tried to dart back through, but he avoided him several times. That takes a lot of talent, and his wherewithal, I think, really shone through. So I was real impressed with McNamara tonight.
I was real impressed with both of these teams.
Mhm.
I thought for Page that Redmond was as valuable as anybody on the field. The 52-yarder that he just stepped out of bounds, the heel of his shoe just stepped out, or that was 6 as well.
Mhm.
And then, of course, the touchdown catch that he had on the Powell sideline. Just a phenomenal player who runs a really good go route and can go get the football. Jordan Potts throws it up there and lets him go get it. And 6 catches, 139 yards, touchdown. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's a good night for
While
sure.
we're shouting out receivers too, the Page core, they've been
Absolutely.
solid all year long.
Mhm.
They've got great speed, and they're able to when you have a great quarterback like Jake McNamara, well, you need somebody to throw the ball too, and they've had plenty of those. I mean, Michael Mayer tonight, 8 catches, 123 yards and a touchdown. Ethan Cunningham, his running back, came up with a touchdown catch, like JP mentioned, and Boyce Smith's 7 catches, 47 yards, 2 touchdowns. I know Cason Walker and Max Collins have also been reliable targets all year. So to have 4 or 5 guys like that to spread the ball around to, I think it's really what has made Page's offense go.
Yeah, that's certainly a two-way street when you got a really good quarterback. Somebody's got to catch him on the other end. And there were some really nice catches. You can tell Page has been coached very well on how to catch it with their hands, pull it in. I was real impressed with how that went down tonight. So Powell gets their first ever state championship in football as they win it tonight, 42-34. Stay tuned when we come back here on TriStar Friday Night Live. We will look ahead to tomorrow and the first game, which is the 4A tilt between Tullahoma and Elizabethton. So stay with us here. TriStar Friday Night Live continues from Chattanooga in the Blue Cross Bowl right after this.
Hey, Toby. Toby knows comfort, whether day or night. Through the highs and the lows, Toby knows. You've put it off long enough. That old system is just out with the old, in with the new. We'll make it worthwhile all the way through. Dairyberry is your local independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. Visit DairyberryAC.com today and schedule a visit. Dairyberry Heat and Air, making customers for life.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay?
Tell your name, so where you are right now.
I am Dr. Birdie, the founder, CEO, and president at Home Care Preference. I am a successful African-American female entrepreneur in business through Wilson Bank and Trust. With the partnership that I have, the level of my dreams is the limit of that company's success. When there's strong partnership, everything is possible.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
TriStar Friday Night Live is brought to you in part by the U.S. Army. In the boots of a U.S. Army soldier, you'll move forward in your career and make a real difference in the world. Find the right fit with more than 150 occupational specialties. Learn more at usarmy.com. And the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, reminding you booze it and lose it. The bad decision to drive drunk will land you in jail. And by Wilson Bank and Trust. Visit wilsonbankandtrust.com for more details. Wilson Bank and Trust, proud supporter of high school sports.
We welcome you back to the scenic city of Chattanooga. It is the Blue Cross Bowl from Finley Stadium. JP Plant alongside Chris Yao and Russell Venozzi as we welcome you back to TriStar Friday Night Live. Glad to be with you tonight. If you're just joining us, it was Powell over Page in the 5A championship, 42-34, and it was a fun one indeed. Let's get into our Wilson Bank and Trust scoreboard update to look back and look ahead. Brought to you by Wilson Bank and Trust. Visit wilsonbank.com for more details. All right. As we get into this, as we mentioned earlier today in the 1A game, it was South Pittsburgh holding on to defeat McKenzie 24-21. And this morning, Alcoa over East Nashville 45-14. And, of course, on Thursday, it was Lipscomb Academy shutting out CPA 27-0. DCA 31-7 over Nashville Christian, and McCauley 28-7 over MBA. And, guys, back to the games today. We'll go back real quick. South Pittsburgh, McKenzie. It was a tight ball game, back and forth. Turnovers, kind of key to this one, and flipped on a dime a couple of times. And was an exciting game. Russell, were you were covering this one? Were you not?
I did. Yeah, that was the first close game that we had all weekend. Guys. That was great to see. And Chris, you got something?
Oh, this is incredible. Stephen Hargis, of friend of the show and Chattanooga Times Free Press. Yet another example of the state's best rivalry in prep football. South Pittsburgh's team buses got off I-24 to detour through Jasper. On the way home, police car lights flashing, signs blowing. Let me tell you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That is a level of petty to which I aspire.
Yes, that is fantastic.
They deserve any kind of victory lap they want to take, though, after that game and after the season that they had. More power to them. I mean, losing your coach after the first game of the season when you just hired him, coming off a loss in the Blue Cross Bowl last year.
That's incredible.
Just going into scramble mode there, beginning of the season, and then they reeled off as many wins as they did. And the end is Class 1A state champs. I mean, you couldn't have drawn that up any better for South Pittsburgh. And DeAndre Kelly was awesome today, too. He had 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, got the MVP award. Looked like he didn't have any major college offers yet, but I got to imagine that film is going to get him some interest over the winter because he was incredible today.
Yeah, no doubt. That was one of my favorite games of the weekend, obviously, just the competitiveness, but also how it was similar to this one, 14-0 McKenzie. Then South Pittsburgh goes up 24-14. Then McKenzie scores, and it's right there with that onside kick opportunity. It's just these last two games if they are any indication what we've got tomorrow with Elizabeth and Tullahoma, I am looking forward to it.
Well, let's get right into that one tomorrow. The first one up 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central. It is Tullahoma getting to the state championship for the first time. Elizabethton has been there, obviously, as they are the two-time defending 4A state champs. Tullahoma on a special run, undefeated, and could be John Olive's first state championship with the Wildcats. Chris, I know you've been around, seen them maybe once or twice. Tullahoma shot here versus Elizabethton. What's your pulse on this one right now?
As I've said on this show so many times, I just feel like Elizabethton is beatable. I think they are more beatable than what Greenville would have been in this situation. I think Tullahoma, now listen, I will have seen Tullahoma's first scrimmage against another team and the last football game they play this year. They did not score a point against Columbia Central in their first scrimmage. I don't think that's going to be the case tomorrow morning. I think it's going to be a very good football game. Tullahoma has a very, very good, solid core of senior leadership. This defense is phenomenal. John Olive is going to have his team ready. I'm looking forward to it. And just because it's their first time here, I don't think that that's going to phase them because they've been in big games before. Heck, they had 4 top 10 matchups this year just in region play. So, you know, they know what it's like.
I'll say though, Elizabethton, and I think this is why I picked against them, and I picked against all the first-time teams here in the Blue Cross Bowls. They're coming off the back-to-back state titles. They still have the same quarterback that led them to both of those titles, the same coach and all that. And I think that's got to give them the edge. Tullahoma, you know, we've heard through the grapevine, at least some rumors and stuff, that they sold a ton of tickets for this game, so they're going to have a lot of fans here.
Well, they're only 90 minutes away.
Yeah, so an easy trip down I-24. I don't know, something about Elizabethton. It's hard to bet against them. I guess I'll believe it when I see it if Tullahoma is able to pull that off. But and really they've got a good dual threat quarterback as well, and Ryan Scott over at Tullahoma. So 2 guys that can pass the ball, 2 guys that can run the ball. It should be another great quarterback battle in that game, even though it's a little bit different style than we saw tonight in this Page Powell game.
Yeah, and Tullahoma, like most Tullahoma teams, has an excellent kicking game as well, which could play
the kicker of the
one
year
of the finalists for Mr. Football kicker. So a lot of tentacles to that one. 11 a.m. Elizabethton, Tullahoma, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central. We'll have a preview of that game and the full day's games coming up tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, right here on all of these social media outlets. Don't forget to go to mainstreetpreps.com for complete coverage of all 9 games here at the Blue Cross Bowl in Chattanooga. All right. I guess unless you guys have anything else.
Let's tell them about our fine sponsor one more time. And
Absolutely.
Get the heck out of here.
All right. Want to thank Dairy Berry's Heat and Air for our game recap tonight. For over 35 years, Dairy Berry's Heat and Air provided unparalleled service to the residents of Sumner County. All you got to do is give them a call, 615-452-8121 for all of your heating and air needs, or you can visit them online at dairyberryac.com. It is that simple. So for Russell Venozzi, for Chris Yao, I am JP Plant, for Mo earlier today as well. Tyler Palmatier here with us as well for Main Street Preps. We'll do it again tomorrow. 2 days down, guys. 1 more to go. And the games continue to kind of building up some momentum that could culminate for a 6A championship tomorrow night, which we are all looking forward to as well, between Oakland and Summit. So that will take us to the end of the night. Thanks for tuning in to TriStar Friday Night Live, presented by the U.S. Army and the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. I'm JP Plant saying good night for now from Chattanooga and Finley Stadium. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
TriStar Friday Night Live is brought to you in part by the U.S. Army. In the boots of a U.S. Army soldier, you'll move forward in your career and make a real difference in the world. Find the right fit with more than 150 occupational specialties. Learn more at usarmy.com. And the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, reminding you booze it and lose it. The bad decision to drive drunk will land you in jail. And by Wilson Bank and Trust. Visit wilsonbankandtrust.com for more details. Wilson Bank and Trust, proud supporter of high school sports.